Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages Linked Heroes game. It's time for Data to do the Crown Dungeon. I guess it's a fitting name because this dungeon can be a headache. We're going to have a lot of puzzles to solve. We're also going to have to juggle which of these blocks are up, whether the blue or the red. So whatever color the orb is, that's the blocks that are going to be up. If you don't have a level 2 or level 3 sword, or even if you have the level 2 or 3 sword and don't have full hearts, you can always shoot those orbs with this seed shooter, and that'll allow you to change them. Like I said, a lot of puzzles are going to involve switching them around. And, even with my map and some notes, I sometimes hit the wrong one. Finish these guys off. Another switch hook puzzle here. This one's easy, of course. And then should not fall in the hole. I'll probably be plenty of times I fall in the hole in this episode. There's one room that's particularly difficult. You should really take your time. So let's head on down. We're mainly just gathering keys right now. A lot of locked doors in this dungeon. At one point, I think we'll have 4 keys in total before we start putting them into use. So here's a little tricky puzzle. We're gonna have to use the seed shooter and the seed satchel all at one time. So basically, bank a seed off that one on the top. That hits the one on the lower right, and then we hit the one right below us with the seed satchel. That makes a chest appear when all 3 are basically hit at the same time. And we get off another small key. We'll put the blocks so the red are down. Goes back to basically the beginning. We'll have to hit that initial orb to put the blue down. We're basically going to be going toward the boss room, one room away from the boss room to get the map. It's also on the way to the dungeon item, which will be that cane of Samara. It's that cane from the Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past that can create blocks. Similar function in this one. The only thing that's different about this cane is in A Link to the Past, you can create a block and then hit the block with the cane, and the block would break and shoot out in the 4 cardinal directions and be a pretty powerful projectile weapon. In this one, if you use the cane once you have a block out, a new block will just reappear, so you can't use it as a projectile weapon. I guess they just want you to use the seed shooter. A bunch of different unique puzzles that the game will throw at you with the Cane of Samara. It's going to be more than just putting a block on a tile. That can be used a bit, but they really build up the creativeness of the cane. So I didn't hold that thing there real quick. Basically, we have to match these statues to the pattern that you see when you step on the block over to the right. I have it written down, so I didn't really have to pay too much attention. But once we get it down, treasure block will appear, and that gets us the cane. I'll just show it off a little bit easier. There we go. Now we're going to be putting the cane to a lot of use. Starting right here in this room. We're going to use it as the simplest puzzle, basically just to create a block to weigh down a switch. That's the only way this treasure chest will appear. If Data sat on that switch himself, and then as soon as he stepped off, the treasure chest would disappear. So we need something else to weigh it down. Now let's go gather some more keys. passageway while the blue are down. Here's another interesting use of the cane. You can only jump one block, so sometimes in these side-scrolling areas, we're going to have to create a block and then use it to jump. Jump on the block. There we go. It's another use of the cane. We're going to see a third use in the room to the north here. I like to say that there's these linked blocks and statues where if you push one, you'll push all of them. So sometimes you're going to have to use the block to prevent one of the other statues or blocks from moving. So you basically have to get these two statues on the red tiles. As you can see, they move together. So we don't want this one now. We push the one on the top to the right. We don't want the one on the bottom to move to the right. So we use a block to block it. Put a block on the south so it doesn't move. There we go. We'll have to do that a little bit later in the dungeon to get the boss key. But first we gotta go hunt down for a few more small keys. And I'll hunt for the next small key. We're going to see another use for the Cane of Samara. Basically, it'll be a way to tell where there are holes in the floor. We're going to be in a room where the floor is pitch black, so you don't know if it's a hole or a walkway. And there's some enemies that walk around that kind of give you a little bit of a hint. But your main way to determine what is a floor and what is a hole is to put a Cane of Samara block and then push it around. Let's open up those staircases over there by hitting the switch. Let's get another key. One more. Which got all these switch puzzles and or switch blocks. I guess just if you forget which one, what block needs to be up. There's really no reason to have that one there. Just kills time. That's how powerful your seed shooter is. You can actually hurt that guy who has full plate mail, hitting him with a seed. And the bane of my existence, jumping puzzles. Yay, I actually did that one correctly. Alright, so here's the room. There's no indication on what is a pit or not. So you just get the block, push it around. Okay, so we know it's to the right. That is a pit. Push it down. Basically, if a block disappears, then you know not to step on the tile that you just created the block on. And that way you can slowly work your way over to the treasure chest. Now though, once I get to this point here, that's a close enough jump that I can just use the Roc's Feather. So rather than go around the whole room, I'll just take a shortcut there. And then the game gives you its own shortcut here with the switch hook. Or of course, if you don't mind losing some hearts or a piece of heart, you can just fall in the pit. Remember, falling in the pit takes you back to the beginning of the staircase where you entered. And if I messed up that puzzle there, or that jumping puzzle, it'll be fun when I eventually I'm going to learn to play Super Metroid. That's going to be a lot of fun. With all the movement mechanics and that, the speed boosting, and that'll be fun. But let's change the blocks back. I'm going to take on a mini boss, who is a mini boss from Link's Awakening, first Game Boy game. But he's going to have a little twist, and that the ball that you have to throw at him to damage him is going to disappear on occasion. So you'll be holding it, or maybe he'll be even holding it. All of a sudden it'll disappear, and it'll just reappear again in the room. He also moves much faster than in Link's Awakening, so it's harder to hit him with the ball that he throws. So I'm going to throw it. And then we got lucky. The ball disappeared while he was holding it. Good thing to do is, like, if you trap him against the wall, you can hit him several times. Like that. Worked out good. He's always going to try to flee from you, so it's kind of a good way to know where he's going to try to go. He runs toward the ball, but if you pick up the ball, then he'll try to run away from you. You can try to lure him into the wall that way. Now let's get our compass. There we go. And more winding staircases. And of course I fell in. Leap of faith right there. So odd to have jumping mechanics in Zelda. We had the Link's Awakening and Seasons, but and I guess in Zelda 2, but that's a side scroller. The overhead Zeldas, so we used to regular Zelda, Link to the Past. Those games I played so much growing up that just got so used to not seeing jumping mechanics. And then all the Zelda classics I played too. There's a weird puzzle, I totally forgot which one I need up and down. I actually want the blue to be down. But I'll get those down in a little bit. There's another orb to hit to lower them down. So we're going to see a mechanic here. You can stand on top of the blocks. There we go. And just walk on top of them, or jump on top of them from a higher ledge. Can't use the rock to jump on them, but you can jump down from a higher ledge onto blocks and walk on them that way. We'll have to do that in a little bit. So we want the blue blocks down. So we put the red blocks up. That forces us to jump from a higher ledge onto the red blocks. And now we're free to go down that passageway that I saw earlier. Head on toward the boss key. I mess up the room with the boss key. I don't really mess it up, but I have to do a quick revisit of it. Put the red ones down first, just to get this treasure chest. We have to go back and get the blue ones down. That'll take us to the boss key room. I was going to hit that, block the seed from hitting the orb. One of these create a block, jump up puzzles. And the owl statue, I forgot to hit him with the scent seed, or the mystery seed, but he basically says, like, you know, move them all to me. I'll show that dialogue off in a little bit, but push him. I will let you have to use the cane to block things off. Okay, so the yellow is blocked off, can't be moved. But we're going to have to block the red in the upper left corner. And unfortunately the seed can't reach too high. I remember that you can't shoot it with the seed shooter. If we had the slingshot from Oracle of Seasons, you can shoot out with that, and he'll talk. But so I'm just gonna reset the room by heading down the steps, and I'll show off that statue's dialogue. Like I said, just gives you a clue on how to solve the puzzle. Bring them all to me. And now we must bring Doom to the boss. It can be an annoying puzzle boss that we need to basically use the cane to defeat. So it's time to backtrack. There's actually a shortcut that I didn't take when I did it on the unlinked game. I actually went back through several rooms, but what I could have done was what I'll do right here is just go south here, and it takes me to this room here. Although I end up forgetting to, I have to change the blocks. Go back, change it so the blue is down. And like I said, take me right to the boss's room. Now let's go fight the boss. He's going to be basically like a big spark monster. But he's going to split into smaller pieces. But in order to hurt him, he has to be in his big form. So we're going to have to use the cane to join the smaller pieces together. And then hit him when he's whole. So as soon as we enter the room, we're going to see a button up to the upper left there. It's time for our little game. I break apart. If you can force me back together and blow me away, it ends. But before you do, I shall take a bit of your soul. Now begin. I guess that little bit of soul is his way that he manipulates you, because he picks you up and puts you in the center of the room. So you just have to create a block so that the small pieces hit. If you get really frustrated, you can always reset the room by hitting that button in the upper left corner. Get this big one back to the center. Messed up. I put him on the wall, but that can be okay. When he's on the outside wall, he'll eventually just link up. We hit the other one to the outside wall. Yeah. A few times. See, he spits thunder out as well. If you hit him when he's spitting thunder, he'll take some damage. Push these blocks around a little bit too. There we go. Make that one a little easier to hit. I think we got one more to go. Yep, more most complex one. This one we can kind of cheese in a little bit by putting getting the one on the right there to go to the wall. As you can see, you can also hit the either one and cause it to slow down. So you can kind of get them paused in place. That can help combine them as well. There we go. The smaller one also moves faster than the larger one. So that's one way to help manipulate. And thankfully the dungeon is over. Woohoo! And we can get our 5th Essence of Time. This was puzzling and annoying. Ugh. The next episode is going to be also annoying. We're going to have to do a lot of different mini games on the rolling ridge with the gorons. And some of them, particularly the Goron mini dance, is very difficult. It requires a lot of off-screening, because there's going to be a lot of failures. So it's funny, the mini games should probably give you a break one of the most tedious things in this game. Data. I still hear an essence echoing near Rolling Ridge. Huh? I think someone's come. So I guess because we have bomb flowers planted all over the present here, because of what we did in the past, the gorons here have expanded their settlement over to the east. And that's what we'll be exploring in the next episode. And like that goron said, a lot of games are over there, so come back and play some mini games with me in the next episode. Take care, have a good one. See you then. Bye.